Hello, you legends, and welcome back to the Bigger Podcast. We are on episode 12, and we have the lovely Emma Quinn with us.
Thank you for joining us.
Emma has been a member of Ray Academy for...
Since March.
Since March.
Yep.
But
Been a blink.
for her to come in and do this style of training is obviously a massive shift in what
was
you would have done
scared.
previously. I can imagine.
Which we will get into the why it's such a shift.
Yeah.
But yeah, Emma is well known throughout her industry for what it is she does, and we're going to hand over to her, and she is going to give us a better induction than what she gave off camera, which we might add in later. But over to you.
So I'm Emma. I'm 35 and I'm originally from Macclesfield. I've known Alex and Keith for quite a while. Since what, school?
Yeah, we all went
Since
to
school, yeah.
As much younger though.
Only a couple of years younger.
And I recently only moved back home from Belfast in March. I lived in Belfast for 8 years. I have been a competitive bodybuilder since 2014. I hung off my heels 2021, and I am now a full-time PT, and I also coach posing. That's basically what I do.
We should get some lessons on this podcast. We should get these shares out of the way and stand up.
Yeah,
and
I can teach you
things.
how to stand right.
Yeah.
In all sorts of occasions.
It's a big,
That's
it's
like
a big
even
thing.
just for posing for pictures, that'd be so good.
I get a lot of people that come in for photo shoots or anything, or even to get married.
Yeah, that's
to
what I was
stand.
thinking. Just make a general picture because you don't know how to you stick your arms out like that.
Yep.
Really? I thought it was all bodybuilding.
No.
Did shoot prep.
I even have a girl at the minute, and she's going away on holidays at Christmas, and she wants to know how to stand on the beach and look good.
I love that.
Yeah, but you know what you should do? You should like start an online community for
I
this.
could do it in there.
100%.
You really could.
Mhm.
The amount of people, like I
Yep.
want you to have the whole gym in there, just
Imagine.
how to stand generally to look
Maybe not the
better.
whole gym. You imagine you hitting it down the back of that? Just
He would love it. He'd be down the back. He would.
Mark Chesney.
We should have a Saturday course doing that someday. That'd be good.
Yeah.
So we got the formalities out of the way. The first question we ask everyone on this podcast is to think back. You can have a wee second if you want. You've listened to a few of these, so you probably know what's coming. But it is your earliest memory that you can think of. Again, this changes for people. If somebody asks you in 6 months, it could be a different memory. But it's
It's
just
actually off Rebecca,
shock.
not even me. Rebecca walking through Dunn stores, and like like them like Spanish rah-rah dresses. We as
Is there a
kids
picture of this?
we went to school. I can get one. As kids we
Insert
went
it
to
here.
school, or as kids we went away on holidays every year to Spain, Mallorca, somewhere. And Rebecca was obsessed with dressing up. Obsessed. You know them wee clippy shoes.
Love them.
Them. And there was many occasions we went down to Dunn's and Rebecca wore her Spanish dress and the clippy shoes.
Because probably was less hassle letting her wear that than fight with her to put normal clothes on.
And another earliest memory again, it's of her. She brought a cat home,
A stray cat.
a stray cat, and hid it in the garage.
As
No,
she did.
Rebecca, we're gonna have words with
Yep.
you after this.
That's honestly my earliest memories.
Because you're such a good, like Rebecca's sister and such a like wee mother hen to her, and even your nieces and everything, like
That's lovely.
so lovely.
I sometimes say how jealous I am if she has you. I said that to
good.
Johnny the other week actually.
As like
so
you
good.
know you're living, but I know she really does appreciate
Oh,
it.
she does.
So it's Rebecca and Johnny, they're very, very lucky. So
Apart from
well.
that, that's really...
I should.
Maybe if you ask me again next week,
yeah, something.
maybe it would be
basic,
something
yeah.
else.
Just when you say about those wee dresses and stuff, because it is easier sometimes just to let them do what they want, because Mabel's away to her childminder, so they wear a pyjama top.
Yeah, why not?
Because she loves
Why
this
not?
Barbie and she just likes her Barbie top, so she wanted to wear it. So, but she'll want to wear it to bed then, and it would probably be bogging like
But that's okay.
and all day.
It's
She's
It
happy,
is
she's
okay. It is, she's
healthy,
happy.
and she's being herself.
She loved
Yeah.
it. So my dad actually got her for a night text, and I was like, "You're going to need to get some more Barbie pajamas for her for Christmas because she really likes these ones, and she's gonna get one pair of them." I was like, "Can you buy her some more?"
I think you can't get it off her to wash it.
You
Sound real bad. So you said you were born and reared in Macclesfield?
Yep,
Parkmore.
Parkmore.
Parkmore, Royal. Tell us about early Emma. Like what you went to Macclesfield Primary,
Macclesfield Primary, Macclesfield High, and the Tech.
and how did you get on academically at the primary and the high
I
school?
wasn't the smartest, but I wasn't stupid. I was kind of middle ground, but I was very, very sporty. From I was no age, I done ballet, and then I went to high school, and I found that I done was
Hold
right.
on. Let's
What?
not skip over this ballet thing. You don't
Oh, I was only like for a wee while.
You read tutu and you read
Yeah.
books and everything.
loved
And
it. What age
I-
were you when you were in that?
Like tiny, And then I went till high school,
She tried to skim past it. Did you see that? When it was just...
and I think that's why I can stand on heels and not have sore feet because of doing ballet.
practice on your
I don't
toes.
know.
Have that connection.
Then I went to high school and I realised that I was very good at netball. So at school, I didn't really experience the whole playground like feel. I was always in the sports hall
I
playing
had
netball.
Up the assembly
I
hall.
was very like very very sheltered.
What was the P teacher called again?
Miss Tester.
Miss Test.
Yep.
But you were in her wee fold.
I was in
so-
her bubble.
It was good to be in that bubble.
Yeah, and honestly, I love school. I absolutely loved high school. Didn't have nothing bad about it. I think only for having sport, it could have been different.
Okay.
Then I went to the TAC and there was no sport at all. And I was like, Jesus, what am I going to do? So then back in them days, it was like the skinny era, as in this, because the thinner you were, the better. So
It was seen as health.
yeah. They wanted to see collarbones and flat bums and all. Whereas now it's like the opposite.
And Kim K booty.
Yeah.
J-Lo booty.
So I, of course, succumbed to that, and I started to run, and then next thing, it was like just this vicious circle of running, not eating, running, and then next thing I joined the gym, and I seen these guys lifting these strong weights, so I was like, I wonder could I go out? So I waited one day. It was a Sunday until the gym was empty, and I went over and I just like lifted a weight, and I was like, all right, okay. There's a running joke in our house that I'm a little strange, as in I like hyper focus on one thing and I just go. So
That's just what you enjoy, though.
Yep. So Google came out, and it was like how to lift weights, how to train, blah blah blah. So that there was okay, and then started like kind of messing about, but I didn't really enjoy the whole leisure centre vibe. So I reached out to another local gym, and it was Orange Gym years ago. And
Big
I must
shout out to
say,
McGonagall.
I'm very, very thankful for that, because only for going there,
Was this the one that was in Macafeld?
yeah, only for going there, I probably wouldn't have even started.
Okay. Is
Because,
it faith-based?
because years ago,
There's no judgment passed on what
there was.
Oh, no, I mean in
Outside,
Orange.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
Orange.
but
outside.
Orange, yes.
Whenever I started to lift weights, there wasn't really many females.
I remember
in
when you started the
Macafeld,
bodybuilding,
yeah.
It was like you brought it to Macafeld. Because
There was another lady, Helen Cowden, that used to do it.
Yes.
And I used to watch her and be like, oh my goodness, look how strong she is. And then I was like, I wonder could I do that there. So basically just,
she was Upperlands, wasn't she?
I think so. So basically then just one text message led to another, and then I started going out, and at that time I didn't drive, and I used to walk out and walk back in. And it's a
that's
brave enough
So it's
walk.
like down like behind the roundabout, like
It's
is that where
like-
his gym used to be.
Yeah, out towards the Glen Sheen.
Yeah.
It's out there.
It's a right walk.
And then it just,
Retailers know you were away.
and then I took up powerlifting first. They
Oh,
realised,
is that what you done first? Boxing?
so
Did you
they
have an award for your deadlift?
they noticed that I was quite strong, but small as in frame. So whenever you do the powerlifting, it doesn't actually go by
How
what
much
you lift.
Aye.
It's actually your body weight to what. So
Makes
I
it fair.
So I actually weighed in very light in a heavy group. So I actually beat the bigger girls, even though they actually lifted more. So I got the NIPF record. I was invited to the Four Nations to represent, but I went to watch a bodybuilding show after that. And I was like, oh my goodness, look at
this
these
is really-
girls. I was just like, they're so beautiful, they're so strong. They had makeup on and heels on, because I was
It
like,
was still feminine. Yeah.
I want to do that. So the powerlifting was put to one side. And then basically it's just,
And have you never looked at powerlifting again, no?
Not yet.
always just
No, you've
been-
just been.
it's just, I didn't enjoy, now I enjoyed doing the competitions, but I didn't enjoy the training. Because it was just the 3 lifts, because bench, deadlift and the squat. Now, I loved the deadlift and the squatting was okay, but the benching, because I have such long arms, you see, trying to bench properly, nightmare, absolute nightmare. So the bodybuilding just kind of took over, and I'd done that every year apart from the year of COVID, because obviously COVID, but started off and I'd done considerably well.
With some
Considerably,
commitment,
How well?
But you have a few. Well,
I have a few titles, so I do.
How many's a few?
Quite a few. My
Just hard work
my
and
biggest
determination.
one was probably whenever I'd done NABA Worlds. So basically there was like, you had to qualify, and you only got an invite. So the best from everywhere around the actual world.
Yeah.
There was Hong Kong, China,
So
there
cool.
was Russia, there was Norway, England, there was everywhere. And there was 36 girls in my class. And I was by far the smallest girl. And I was like, oh my God, wee me.
Smallest in frame or such?
Yes, because the smallest girl there by far. But it was actually held in Belfast in the Ulster Hall.
That's
So
not it.
all my family was there.
Oh, that was no nice.
And I come second.
Unreal.
And that was probably my biggest win,
like from everyone around the world.
everybody.
Unbelievable.
And I am big into bigging up the small girls within the sport, because a lot of girls get too big, do whatever they got to do, whereas I'm like, no, I want to stay small. And I love to empower the, because I have been known as wee Emma since I was like
We?
wee, and it's stuck with me ever since.
Okay.
So instead of seeing wee Emma as like a negative thing, I was like, right, let's go.
Yeah.
Because there was a wee niche for like
Yeah.
smaller stature ones. And like you coming in, you weren't doing it for years and years.
No.
And still won this
No.
amazing title, but then probably you were competing against ladies that have done it for.
Oh, like there
10
was
years, if
ladies
not
there
more.
in their 50s, and I was like 24, 25,
Amazing.
so yeah.
And
That's
not
so
no easy
spiraled.
feat though to get into that shape and that the
What's
training.
the routine? What would a routine
what do
look
you
like
even start with,
building
you
up
know?
to?
Obviously, you've got to build.
Yeah.
A lot of people will get quite heavy, whereas I've always said, as bad as this sounds, I'm too vain to get fat. I just don't, I just don't want to do it. And then obviously then you've got a diet, cardio, training, it depends on what category, what class, federation. They all want different looks. So it really depends on
I
what.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was, I
No.
thought it was one.
No.
Just get ripped out
And
of
then how
you.
did you know where to find all this information? Like, because obviously it's not a very common thing, especially.
Well, back years ago, we only really had like Facebook, so there wasn't really much help out there. And that's why now whenever I'm coaching somebody, I help them on hair, tan, makeup, bikini, everything going.
Everything that you struggle to get help
Yeah,
with. Wouldn't it?
because back then, like, it's not nobody wanted to help. We didn't have the services or the people to help. Even like what federation wears a certain tan, what federation wants a certain type of bikini. It's all different. Yeah.
At least now you've been in the business, you from experience, and you can, people can come to you. Just you're like,
What
just
I
your
do,
coach.
yeah.
One-stop shop.
Yeah.
Which
And
is
like,
brilliant.
one thing a lot of people don't understand, it's a very expensive hobby.
Aye.
It's very expensive.
I seen somebody we follow put up one of their bikinis, one of their show bikinis, and it was they were just at madly in price, just like flogging. It was still like 150 quid.
You're talking about £400 plus.
For the bikini alone.
Yeah. And that's like probably like a basic one.
And could you rewear it as a sort of thing like?
You can, yeah, but a lot
You'll
of
be
girls
judged for like
won't.
rewearing it. Yeah.
I was very blessed that I got a bikini sponsor very quickly on.
Oh, you got sponsored?
Brilliant.
Bikinis. That's very good.
I got, whenever people maybe seen, right, she's got something here. I was very blessed to get a bikini sponsor, also tan as well. And there was some local girls around here, Christine Tuggle, I remember her. She sponsored me my nails and and it
Brilliant.
all helps. Because you're talking now, a spray tan is like £90. Yep, hair and makeup. There was girls that done shows there at the weekend, and it was 160 something pound
Just for hair and makeup.
for hair and makeup. So yeah, it's a very expensive hobby. So you've got to be doing it for the right reasons.
You have
If
to have real passion for it.
if it's for social media or anything like that, it's not going to work.
But you've built a career out of it.
Thank God.
And could you have imagined
Could.
before going into bodybuilding to see where you was this always like PT always,
No,
wasn't your
I
plan?
done care work for nearly 14 years. So I did. I worked in nursing homes, then I moved to Belfast and I done agency work. And then obviously COVID hit. And I remember phoning home to mum and saying, I can't meet because I have just had enough. And she was like, take a break. And I never went back.
Mad.
Yeah. COVID was,
COVID nearly, you.
I'm glad,
negatives,
as
but
bad as
to your
it sounds, I'm
advantage,
glad
really,
COVID happened.
Yeah.
That's how we ended up here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially the second bout, because the first bout, the support we got in the wards was amazing. I mean, you were getting pizzas delivered, everybody was
You were
loving
in the
me.
front line,
The second part, nobody cared. You had to, your scrubs, maybe you had to wear them for a couple of days, the face mask, everything. And I was like,
I just got rougher, didn't it?
yeah. And I had to body bag one too many people.
Oh, dear.
And I was like, no. But I'm glad it happened. Because if it didn't, so I was doing care work plus PT and plus doing posing. But I wasn't a very good PT or a very good posing coach because I couldn't give
Yeah, you were
the
half in,
energy.
half out,
Yeah. You know, so as bad as it sounds,
It worked in your
COVID was a blessing.
Yeah. And it was
For
for
me,
so many people, you know,
Yeah.
certain aspects of it, because it definitely for you're older, like,
Yeah, because I was able to take a year to transition from the army into
Yeah.
personal training, and like at that time, the grants helped as well. Like I'm not going to
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Whenever we were in here, we wouldn't have been able to afford the rent if the government
Yeah.
wasn't paying it. So it gave us a chance to build stuff out.
Yeah.
And, you know, slowly open a gym instead of being like, if we had opened from day one, wouldn't even have dumbbells. You know what I
I
mean?
know, 'cause it's so expensive.
And like, you sure during lockdown, everything went up 4 prices.
Don't even.
if you
Gym
wanted to own
equipment.
your own gym, was like, you know, there were.
Yeah. I still think we have a set of dumbbells in there that cost about 2.5 times the price of a normal set, and I'll just still like be over at them, and be like, don't be throwing them down. They're like golden eggs. But tell us what it's been like since like going out on your own and doing your own thing. As you, I know from experience how chaotic it is.
Yeah,
It's terrifying.
it is. But
So like you're under, this sounds bad, but you're probably under more pressure because these people are prepped to go to win a competition.
and I can only like teach them so much, and then I'm like, right, go fly, just go fly.
But
But your
they're-
reputation would almost depend on their result too.
I used to worry about that.
Yeah.
And the more I've done it, and the more I've accepted, like I can only do what I can do.
They need to teach them.
Then it
stuff,
stops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I used to worry about, oh my goodness, if this girl goes on stage and she freezes, that's my fault. No, it's not. It's
Yeah.
not. You know what I mean? I can only do so much, and if they buckle or freeze on stage,
Did that happen?
Oh, I.
Does it?
But then I also have people that are maybe a wee bit shy with me, and then they go on stage, and it's like,
flourish.
Right, maybe.
who are you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I can only hold their hand until the stage, and then I'm like, right, go.
And you've taught them all they know. There's, you know, it's up to them now.
It's like with Ewan's getting us ready for Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
You can only teach us so far, and then it's like, right, go.
We'll still be on the side of run at you.
Yeah, but
You know, do you know what I mean?
If
You know,
fall,
yeah, it's out of
tough, you
our
fall,
control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to really worry about it, but see now, I think because I've got my own premises now, I'm just like,
Yes,
whatever.
you do as well.
So exciting, you know.
So that was a long time in my head, but a very quick turnaround. So I actually started working with, so I actually be coached by a guy, Phil Abram, online. Because I just need somebody, you know, to guide me.
Coach,
In
always needs a
here,
coach.
Ewan's guide me in here as in, right, do this exercise and do this. Whereas Phil is like, right, eat this, do this, do this. Phil, I also went with him on like a business mentorship course. And I said to him one day, I would love a studio. So he goes, just because he goes, go and do it. I was like, right. And I had the place open within 2 weeks.
Man, that's such a
Everything
good
going-
turnaround.
Sometimes you walking through Monday morning, you had
Monday morning.
you had a thing exciting news coming. I was like, she's got somewhere around here, and I just on a wee laugh with it. Like,
And before then, did you do it online, like Zooms or?
So
meet
I would
people?
have rented a place in Belfast.
Okay.
And I'm very thankful for it, but I had to work around his times.
Okay.
And it was always weekends.
Yeah. So the
And,
other things
yes.
had to be sacrificed for that.
And there was people that maybe said to me, Emma, look, are you free Tuesday evening at 7:00? I'd have been like, I'd love to, but I'm not driving to Belfast for one person. Whereas now,
It's so close to
Yes.
home. You can't
Because
do
you
that.
have somebody up from Cork,
oh, I've Cork, Donegal, Dublin.
and they're driving up just to just to.
That just shows how your
Yeah.
reputation and your name is preceding you, which is amazing.
And I'm getting quite a few now American clients too.
That's so cool.
online. So that's quite, it's nice.
Aye,
So
that
it's,
is something.
it's
Yeah.
really
You know,
nice. Like,
But no,
Most of them are worldwide.
pose of them are definitely. I used to be like, oh my goodness, can I do this? Can I? And see now I'm
Your
honestly
confidence just soaring.
just going to do it.
I'm sure it was so scary because even maybe what people might have thought when you just like first put up your pictures, you know, if you're bodybuilding or because it wasn't that popular, it wasn't.
No,
like,
I was
maybe men
massively
as
judged,
such.
massively judged, like, you know, and I probably still am, but it's okay
100%.
because from we were no age, I can remember being told it's better to be talked about than forgotten.
And you were doing something that you loved, and like if anyone had actually they weren't proper friends or anything to begin
Whereas
with.
now bodybuilding's like a thing.
I think
you were just ahead of the
massive.
game.
And everybody does it, you know. Whereas I'm glad I done it when I did because it
They're in
was
a position
real.
to help
No,
someone.
but it was real.
And I nearly want to say it was nearly harder when you did it back then,
Yeah.
'cause there wasn't maybe as much help, or there wasn't like all this social
There was no
media.
pose with Emma.
No. And so whenever
Help
I
me.
used to compete back, you had one chance to qualify. One. And if you did not qualify, you were not doing a final. Whereas now you can go from show to show to show.
Okay.
Oh, really?
And-
Are there
yeah.
shows to shows?
Yeah. There's
See, I suppose
basically
you're not
shows on
making
every
them
weekend.
know as much
That's
as
one
recently,
question
though.
I have about it. You see, whenever you see bodybuilding shows, any pictures you see of people on stage that took on a really dodgy camera phone, is there no like photographers allowed into these?
But there is.
Do they just never turn up, or?
Some people maybe don't want to pay for the pictures,
Gotcha.
you know, or maybe they
I think
get
Stephen Black was over. He's
Yes,
over. And
he's doing
in Las
amazing.
Vegas
He
or
is doing
something.
he's
amazing.
in Vegas. I was.
Stephen actually took pictures of me years ago whenever he actually first started out.
Like, so you were starting, he was starting to look where both have got to. right?
And his wee studio now is it looks amazing, and he's done so well.
Stunning.
You know, so
He's got Watson dumbbells. Never seen anything more beautiful in my life.
May not be thrown on the floor.
No,
no,
there were 5 prices.
definitely not.
But then whenever he started that, he was very much. Not
It was a
one
wee
to-
camera. It was a wee tiny,
And then
tiny
weekends
camera.
and evenings, you know,
Uh-huh.
another normal
She's that
job
man.
too, you know.
He work about in silence. Mm-hmm. But it just shows like he's one of the biggest.
Oh, big
And when
time.
you work for yourself, you will work all the hours.
But he's still
you know.
so humble.
Yeah,
Very humble. I really like him.
Stephen, we need to get you on this podcast.
yeah, you do. Be very
I think
interesting.
maybe that'd be a good one to get on.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'll drop him a wee message.
Yeah.
Well, I think I own one. A message that is. So tell
you
us.
do.
You see, whenever you've prepped for a show, and it's show day, what does it feel like? How is
I'm a big
there a good or
believer.
a bad side to it?
I've never been nervous going on to stage. I'm a wee bit anxious waiting backstage. But once I go on, in my head, the
Like
work's done.
session.
The work's done. You know,
Do you enjoy that part?
I do.
You see, like the week up to it, 2 weeks up to it, is it hard? Is
You're
it
tired.
Aye.
You're tired. And everybody's like, look at your wee face. Don't get any smaller. You look so sick.
And are you still trying to?
Are
But
you
thank God my family have been brilliant. Like from day one,
What was their first initial thoughts whenever you came in
Like,
one
she's
day and
mad.
you were like,
God knows, probably like, oh, here she goes again.
but like, whenever you were your leanness, were they ever worried or ever concerned? Because like whenever people
No, I
are
think
lean,
because
like,
I
lot
always
of
had people
negatives
around
to it.
me. Yeah, I always had people around me, as in people that always knew more, you know. And for some reason, I seemed to gel better with a male coach. I don't know why, but I always had a good male coach that like knew what he was doing.
You can answer
And
your queries or-
yeah, you know. So maybe
no
they
one's ever,
were.
no one's ever tried to step in and be like, maybe this is tough.
Are
Like,
you taking it too far, you know, or
No, nobody has. You know, they come to shows as and when they could. They would come out with me in the mornings and do cardio. Maybe they did talk between each other. I don't know, but to me, definitely not.
always so supportive?
Like I have friends like that have actually split up with partners. Marriages have actually ended
Because they've been doing this sort
over
of
a
thing.
stupid competition.
you call it Shiva now, would you call it Shiva then?
If it cost me that, yeah.
We have a great partner now.
Shout out to Tony.
God love him. God love him. Well, we actually met, and all COVID was actually our first year being together, of being like normal. All he's known is me competing. That's all he's
When it-
known.
Probably not
I
hard for people going
love
from
him,
normal
really.
to competing.
He's
together.
special.
So funny.
So lovely.
He's special. No,
Where did
but
you meet him at?
Tinder.
Oh, it's the romantic.
Tinder.
Well, here we were at a Tinder wedding at the weekend.
Yeah, and they met in Tinder, and then now they're married and all. Yep.
It's the future of it's the now
Meeting
you're
up, you know, and it was during COVID too.
during COVID.
Yeah.
Oh, did you meet up during?
No, we're
You were together before
we're
COVID?
together nearly 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A long time.
That explains it actually.
Yeah.
How old are you? And Tony's just known you as a competitive.
Yeah.
What did he think whenever you changed from?
Like no.
Well, you haven't changed.
It was hard
Very
because
focused on it.
it was hard because he thrives on my routine.
He
Okay.
does.
Yeah.
Because when he first came here to do the Get Sexy for Summer,
Yep.
He was very
Tony
focused.
joined around March.
He was
Yeah.
very, very
And he did
focused,
amazing.
very driven.
he done so well.
Yep.
But there was days he was coming in and I was like, look, blink twice if Emma's like, got you captive here. Do you know what I mean? And he was like,
Like
"Oh,
Emma's
sorry."
dragged him out of bed.
I
like,
need,
Tony,
but
come on.
then if he doesn't come with me, then he'll be like, oh, I wish I had went.
Yeah.
So you have to be that like annoying. That
I have
get
to
him
be
out,
like
'cause then
the
he'd be
bad
better
one.
than an hour. Yes.
You know, but no, all he's known is me competing, me prepping, you know, dieting. So COVID was quite hard and strange because there was none of that.
Okay.
And
Did you feel lost
I was working so much.
Yeah, I didn't have time to be
And
lost then.
he actually was still out. So, you know, we actually didn't experience the kind of
Proper lock-in.
Yeah, you know. Whenever COVID ended, he maybe struggled a wee bit more than what he thought. And then whenever we moved back up home here in March, I was coming here and he kept asking questions and questions and questions. But I was, just come, just go and see. And he was like, no.
Same with Johnny both came and done exceptionally well.
Yep.
You're
So, but then I think because I had told him, like, I was very nervous coming here, very nervous on my first session. I was like, what am I doing?
Would you have done this type of training? You did a bit of cardio, mixed with your weights, but not as intensive?
I done one group class once in another gym local enough to here, and I went in and it was like a CrossFit-y sort of, right? And
Not many CrossFit gyms.
one
CrossFit style, not pure CrossFit.
but you're talking like just pre-COVID. And one of the stations was skipping. Now, for the love of God, I cannot skip forwards, right?
Oh, can you go backwards?
But I can
You know,
skip
skipping
on real
right now.
backwards, right? I can, right?
What should be extremely difficult compared to
The
forwards.
instructor that was doing it made a big deal about this. And basically singled me out. And he was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm skipping. And he's like, but it's wrong. To me, it wasn't wrong. I was still
To me,
skipping.
I'd be like, you're moving, keep going. You know?
And thank God I was quite a confident gym goer. Because I kept going, if that had been somebody maybe that wasn't as confident, you know what I mean?
You're putting them off for good.
And I'm not going to lie, that kind of
Annoyed, you know.
put me to bed as in group classes.
So we
And I
might
was
never have
like-
got you.
And I was like, screw that.
So
And
it was
then,
such a big
Yeah.
step for you to join a group class.
and then I seen how benefit it did to Rebecca through her pregnancy with Ellie. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I was like, right, let's go. But see that first day coming here, my stomach wasn't nuts.
Really? Considering you've been on
See,
stage.
we forget that side of things because we're just so comfortable here. We forget how people feel maybe coming into the first.
That's why we do try to nab people before they get into the door and be like, look, it's okay. It's a happy place.
Now, it doesn't get any easier.
If it does, you have to let us know. 'Cause
No, and
something's
I
wrong.
was like, see, every morning my alarm goes off at 4:15. I'm like, right, let's go.
1, 2, 3, go.
But then
you
you're
know.
set up for the day and you're
Exactly.
buzzing, you know.
But here, I'll be honest here, whenever you said you were coming and stuff, I was like, I wonder if she knows that we're not like a bodybuilding. That was my first
Because we were
instinct.
worried we wouldn't
Yeah.
be good enough for, you know,
Oh, God, no.
maybe what you expected us to be like, you know.
And then you signed up for your first High Rock Sim and then I seen you doing it and I was like, we've got her now. We've got her.
I did come here just to kind of see how. Do you remember I asked you about just using the free gym? And then I come to one class and I was like, I'm never going to push myself on my
On
own,
your own.
the way the classes do. So the free gym just kind of
Went
went
out
out the window.
That's still there in the background if you need it.
But tell me, so you see changing from bodybuilding to functional fitness, was it a hard thing to do? Did you feel as if you were going against what you're...
I needed it mentally,
Yeah.
Okay.
physically.
But I feel as if you were going against what you were, your beliefs, almost, because it's two different things.
I think because I hung up my heels, I needed to find a new identity.
Okay.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, not even
Trust me, it
skipping
does.
forward, what, you just like retire from the sport, or what made you... that
There,
was you-
there maybe will be one day. I don't know. But my last competition was a British final. And normally after a final, I'm like, right, what's next? Whereas the next day, I literally went like this.
You
I'm
were
done.
just done, tired and done.
And I don't know what or why, but I just...
But you just know in yourself.
Yeah.
you know.
You know, so then I tried other areas. I tried CrossFit and just nothing big as glued. And then obviously I come here in March and I'm still here. So something's working.
And it may not be forever, but it's just you're right now and you're content with it. You know?
blood in, blood out.
Yes.
And what's that? We put the cult.
I was now...
Well, you've got the four of us.
you know what I mean?
Rebecca, get back
Rebecca's
soon.
Johnny.
Katie's only a week old, but hurry up and go back.
She's itching to get back, so she's itching to get
Come
back.
on, mama.
I know, see when I seen her at the wedding, I had to go over
She's
and hug
looking
her.
so good.
She looks fantastic. I was like, isn't Rebecca? I was like, she had a wedding 6 days. She looked unbelievable.
She FaceTimed me the night that she had her eating toast, and she was like, well, sissy. And I'm like, any word? I'm like, Jesus, Rebecca.
But you have to put,
They
you
are
put that down to
so
me, do you?
laid
It's like,
back and
you are
relaxed.
so just like... Yeah.
Just take everything in your stride.
go.
It's so good. You should teach people how to do that as well. You know.
Would you put that down to me or what?
Oh, definitely.
100%?
100%.
Just to scare me growing
She's
up.
a character. She is. She's a character. She's definitely taught us how to, like, hold her own.
I take on the word. which is great. A great skill to have.
I'm telling you.
Definitely.
So no, then semi-retired maybe from bodybuilding, and then just find your own niche, and then just decide, right, I'm going to go full and into the business side of things then.
Yes.
So very exciting. Is your studio the way you'd want it? Is it like perfect? Or, yeah.
I think I got it so quickly up because I knew what I wanted for so long.
I had the vision in my head.
You know,
It's easy
and,
to
like,
have the vision.
it's mad how like whenever you want something, you can get the people in like that. You know,
What do you mean people? As in the
as in
contractors?
contractors.
Jeez, they must be
looking
scared.
for
Yeah.
guys.
What's the news
I've been
on
waiting
people?
for plugs from Jay there for about 6 months now.
Rebecca's maybe listening to Rebecca, get Jay on the ball.
I literally like phoned the guy and goes, right, look, I need Murs in. And he goes, when? Tomorrow. And he was like, oh, I don't know. And then I phoned another guy and he was like, I'm actually up there tomorrow. And I got them in like that.
So it was luck.
Just, yeah. But
It
it
was
maybe
meant to
just
be.
all fit, yeah. Just
meant to be.
the right time and the right
Meant to be.
place.
And then whenever I went to see the premises, the guy that I went and spoke to, it was on the Monday. I goes to him, this is mine. And he's like, Emma, now come on, I've got 3 other girls coming. I go, no, this isn't my studio. You will be ringing me on Wednesday to tell me this is mine. So I don't know whether I scared him
Probably.
or whether
Sure,
it
good
just is
scare,
meant
you
to be.
got it.
But then any landlord who sees somebody who's like, this is mine, this is what I'm doing, they're going to
They
be
should
like,
jump on it,
they're going to be
'cause
like,
they-
yeah.
And like I was saying to him, like, because I goes to him, there's going to be, say a mirror here and this here and this here. And I think I did genuinely scare the man, but it worked.
We had your vision, you know.
But
that's
it worked,
what-
yeah. So, you know what I mean? So within 2 weeks, it was a lot of work. But
Right place, right
it's the
time.
best way to do it.
And that's your full-time job now, you pose them and doing everything.
And
you're
PTing.
PTing, yeah. And do you PT, can you PT in your studio or do you do it?
I go to Sammy's in McGrath.
Yeah, probably good.
Shout out
Been
to
there-
Sammy.
Yes. I've been there now 4 years because whenever I used to come up to Mum's, I would have PT'd Monday night, Tuesday and Wednesday morning and then went back down to Belfast
If you're
and then PT'd in another gym. So I lived a very hectic life, which I didn't realise until I kind of
you
stopped
slowed down.
travelling. Yeah.
And you like the slower pace of life now and not the city
I
sort
wouldn't
of.
say it's slower, would you?
Well, not, well, we bit.
To be honest with you, I never really went out in the city. You know, it was just because I didn't see a future years ago in Macclesfield, and then it was easier for Tony's work. And then I just goes to him, I want to move home. I'm like, that there, let's go.
Tony's a great guy.
So supportive.
Such a guy.
Yep, just like that. And within about 2.5, 3 weeks, we were.
But you still waste much time for nothing.
No.
But yeah, do you not think people, this sounds so bad, but do you not think people
Maybe
from
say it.
Macclesfield need to get out of Macclesfield to appreciate Macclesfield?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
100%.
I remember,
Did you say you couldn't imagine being here forever, but so you moved out, but then you were ready to come back
Like
again?
I was traveling up home every single week and staying from I moved down. Now the only time I didn't travel up was obviously during COVID, but literally I'd come up on a Monday morning, and then I looked after Ellie on a Monday, and then worked on a Tuesday, and then kept Ellie on a Wednesday, and then drove back up home. And I was like,
like two
I'm
lives.
missing out on so much here.
yeah.
So we're up home since March.
You never look back.
Then Rebecca moved to Kells.
Yeah. Which is
But Johnny
close
says
enough.
not far away, 20 minutes, he says, take it
Which
here,
is,
so.
which is close enough.
But like, Darren, Alex heard the story sometimes. Whenever I was away and like, anywhere in the world, I used to get Google Maps out and show people like all my wee locals in Marfelt. Like that's where I got my hair cut. That does a really good fry. That's the best pint in Marfelt. Do you know what I mean? And just show people because I was like, I'm so passionate about
What
my.
I found with Belfast was, you know, the way we see anybody, good morning, how are you?
Yeah.
Same,
And that-
same.
they walk
they,
straight through
ne-
you.
they near enough go like,
That's the thing.
is she okay? Yeah.
Darn, that's a true story.
We see over in London and stuff when I was there, you forget yourself. You'd come home after 2 weeks of being back here, and you'd be like, well, or you'd be like, morning, and then you see them clutch onto their hand. Like,
Couldn't take
I
it
know,
back.
like,
Yeah.
like, I've got a real kind and caring.
Because if you
face.
walk up the street and your bag hanging half open, and that would be okay, sort
Yeah.
of thing, you know, because someone would be like, oh, your bag's
Remember we
open,
grew
you
up,
know.
we went on holidays for 2 weeks, and my mum would have always left the key in the front door.
Yeah.
See if we're getting up and answering it. People would have just come on ahead on in for a cup of tea. Anybody. And we came home from holidays, and the key was still in the front door after 2 weeks. And my mum was like, I was like, oh, you could have got robbed. And she was like, don't be silly.
I know.
I was like, madness. People are coming in and just having cups of tea. I was like, well, how's things? I come from school and be like, one of the neighbours in the house, like, where's mum?
Without your mum.
I should be uptown, just waiting on her getting back. But then it wasn't WhatsApp and all that.
Aye.
So
Oh,
you just
yeah,
waited on
separate
people.
then.
Yeah.
You had to wrap doors and ask the people who were coming out back
I
in.
know, or get the yellow, or the phone book and look up their number to get
Right.
my ringing on.
Free after 6
I know, yes, exactly.
Was it? I know.
It's cheaper after then, I know.
for the first hour.
No, I actually didn't know that. I'm too young for that.
Yeah, you
crap.
probably didn't have his phone.
Tell me, what's the future look like for Pose Them? What would be your? How would you know you'll be like in 5 years? Everyone has a goal.
Yeah.
5 years is obviously a long time, but like I could say right now in 12 months, this would need to look like for me to be like, well done. What would be your pat on the back?
I
12?
just feel I have more to give. So because I've got the premises now,
You're really starting like,
Yeah.
with your premises, you know.
so the things like within the bodybuilding, the likes of massages, lymphatic drainage, you know, all those different sort of things. There's not really many around here that do it.
Okay.
I'm doing a few courses at the minute just to try and, you know, add more in. And just really add on, and just because I've got that place now,
Yeah.
I can do whatever
It's
I
a wee
want.
You're going to be
HQ
like
for
an
you.
all-rounder
Yeah.
coach, you know, you can do everything.
And then I'm doing actually a mindset mastery, which is basically everything I have learnt through competing. Because whenever you stop competing or you come out of a show, it can be very, very hard.
It's a bit-
As in, you've spent months and months and months literally analysing your body, every single like line, muscle, definition. And whenever that starts to like fade and you get a wee bit heavier,
learn how to deal with
I
that
have seen
and to be
people
okay
literally
with that.
like eating disorders, imposter syndrome, you know, they maybe stop training and they don't know how to cope, because some coaches nowadays basically want to get you on stage. Once that's done, you're basically a number on their like Instagram page,
Okay.
and then it's like go. Like I have had friends that maybe their hair has come out because they're dieting for so long. Their
They
bald
hit
patches.
burnout and then they don't want them anymore.
Yep. They maybe don't know how to actually accept their body as it is. So I'm offering like mindset coaching on that
For the
area.
aftermath. And,
Yeah,
You know.
you know, so that's another wee business venture I'm doing at the minute.
Brilliant.
It's actually a lot more in depth than what I
There's
thought.
so much to it,
Yeah,
you know.
and it's an area that nobody really talks about. Everybody loves to see the glitz and glam, but it's like the aftermath.
But it's not even that glitz and glam is just really on stage. Like there's so much hard work.
It
with
happens
prep.
for like 5 minutes. You're on stage literally 5 minutes, if you're lucky.
So everything you've
months,
built up
if
and
not a
either
year,
bust or, you know,
Yep. And like it's the mindset end that probably is going to set you up for like a better off season then, you know, to build. So I want to get better at that. I want to reinvest into myself. So like do other courses, you know, just keep building. I think since getting my own place, I realized that for me to grow, I have to then ask others for help. As in, like for example, Phil Abram has went from like basically having nothing. He owns an online coaching, massage, his own supplement range, you know, multiple houses. And like I've known Phil from like a way back competing, and he's taught me a lot. A lot. So working alongside him more and just keep building, you know, because I just don't want to be, she coaches posing.
Yeah.
I want to be kind of a one-stop shop.
you do so much. It's not
Entrepreneurship,
just,
right?
Yeah.
you know.
You know what I mean? I want to be a one-stop shop so that I can get a client in for all things instead of just one.
Do you like walk and talk and proof like you were like this and then you know, trained and worked hard and then you were
Walk the
able
walk.
to do your body.
I think as I've been
You come
there,
out the other side
yeah.
so you're now coaching it.
I think as I've been there, a lot of people respect that. Whereas
There's some coaches that have never done it, but
oh,
they're a
aye,
coach.
but they're still very, very good coaches.
Okay.
But it's like
Very knowledgeable.
a man can't understand how a woman feels, as in, oh, like I feel chunky or I feel fluffy, or you know what I mean? Whereas men like to get bigger after
And
they compete. So you maybe are told for months and months and months, you're so skinny, you're so small, and then literally within a couple of weeks,
I'm like,
Jesus,
better
you
do
put
it.
on some weight. Look at your wee chubby
nice.
face. You know what I mean? So
People just don't know what to say. do
It just
they?
comes out. Yeah.
yep. So
And then you're nearly tricked into that. Like, tell you you look so skinny. You're like, oh, thank you. And then you think you look,
yeah.
you know, you've got
You kind of
straight
value
in.
who you are by how you look. So I want to get better at that and just keep building the brand.
And if someone wanted to start bodybuilding like today, so say today is day one, like when would they be ready to do like their first show? Like is it a process? Is there a certain like time limit, or is everyone
It
very personal?
depends on have they done training before.
Okay.
Do they have any sort of mass? You know, but my big thing is why. Why do you want to do it? Why? Because if your why is not strong, you ain't going nowhere.
And is there certain people you'd maybe be like, I can't work with you because you're not, they might not be as dedicated or their why's not right?
Like
You maybe have to turn people away and be like,
I've
"It's
actually
not for you."
given people back refunds that have come to me for posing because we didn't gel and they weren't doing it for the right reason. And it was going to be a waste of my time and their time. A lot of people now do it for social media. And as much as
It's not an easy
as
thing
it's
to
a good
do for
thing,
social media.
it's not. But there's a lot of pressure.
But you just airbrushing that.
A lot of pressure.
Lightroom.
You know, and I can make a lot of people stronger, but I can also break them.
Make them stronger, as in like mind or
Mental.
body. Well, that was one of my.
For me,
Which would be
thank
good.
God, it made me
And that
stronger.
was a positive for you.
But I've seen people that literally, their actual mental health just.
Would you say you had good genetics for it though?
Okay,
Really?
Because you went
do
into
it,
it. You went into it in your first show. How long was it from you were like, I want to do this instead, to your first show? What was the time?
You were deadlifting one day and you want to be a bodybuilder next, and when was your next?
I do think that playing sport at high school definitely carried me well.
Okay.
I do think that, like, if it wasn't netball, I was always doing cross
You were
country,
active.
long jump. There was something. I was always genetically like a skinny kid. You know, so I don't know whether that's anything, but genetics in my family, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I just think it's
ingrained
just hard
determination.
work.
You see, whenever you talk about playing sport at school, there's this school teacher who has done very well for herself recently.
Jill Wade.
She dropped the name.
Looks unreal, too.
So I sponsored Jill. So Jill's a sponsored athlete of mine.
Brilliant.
Because I'd have seen her prepping a lot because I would have went into Leisure in the mornings to
I see
do
her.
some
Yeah.
machines.
Machine.
And she's there all the time.
Yeah.
Every morning
Yeah.
without fail. Is that what kind of prep you had to do?
Yeah.
You were training every day?
So Jill is now Miss Britain twice over. This is only Jill's second season. But what a lot of people
I've never seen a goat
don't
like it.
understand is that is years and years
Yeah.
and years
Okay.
of training.
Is that
She
always
was always
her goal?
active, you know.
Jill, I think like Jill's like 42 or something. And Jill
You're
has
really
been
letting her
training.
down today.
Hopefully.
No, she looks amazing for 40. Like come
Yeah.
on. But Jill has been training from she was like at school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's where a lot of people don't
Don't realise.
realise that's years of work.
Yeah.
So she won Miss Britain there at the weekend. And
Brilliant.
she's going away now to do another show in Galway in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's doing the Worlds in Amsterdam in November.
So she always has to stay ready.
That's what I'm saying. Like those 2 weeks, she can't really falter at all.
I think Jill's been prepping since July. You know,
3 months.
but she's amazing. She's always smiling. She's a PE teacher. And
Them poor kids, if she had a bad day at the gym though, and she was now not feeling herself.
she just like literally takes it in her stride.
Just I was in doing a talk with her students before and all, and then I got chatting to her after, and I was like, wow, fair play. to you.
But I wonder, was it just like one day she just decided to be a bodybuilder? You know?
She contacted me years ago and was like, so I actually PT Jill for a while in her home garage. And then I obviously moved to Belfast, so then that all had to stop. She did consider competing a wee while back, but she wasn't in the right space, as in, you know, work. And the show was like in 6 weeks. And I was like, Jill, do you realise you have got, you know, bikini, tan, hair? And
It'd be very rushed.
Thank God she didn't, because I think if Jill had done that show,
Would
she
put her
wouldn't
off
have seen
that.
her full potential. And then I put her in touch with my old coach, Brian Ward, fantastic coach that I worked with just after COVID. So what happened with Brian was actually away playing football in holidays with his son, and he just came off a show and he literally ripped his leg, his actual muscles off his legs, and he built them back up. So I have known Brian a long time, and I said, right, I want to work with that man. So then Jill said to me, what do you think? So I goes, go to Brian. And she's been with him now, I think it's 2 years. And
The results speak
it's
for
only the
themselves.
beginning for her, and like, you know, she's going to go far because she's so humble.
She
So
is very
lovely, but
humble.
her whole family were there all taught in the school, and they were also lovely.
But that's you see, anytime you're in the school and stuff, and you hear them giving her a shout out or a mention, and even all the teachers and staff in
They're all
it.
At
very
the,
supportive,
at the
you know.
beginning, she was quite anxious about how people would
Yeah.
maybe, you know,
As you would, because
perceive
it's
her.
different.
But me and Jill would talk a lot, and I'm just like, own your luck, Jill, own your luck. And
Own your look.
Own your
I
look.
like that.
That's so
So
good.
with you, Jill, is the curly hair. See that mad curly hair? Jill loves a high bun like me, and I goes, if you wear that hair down, you're gonna be,
I am comfortable.
annoyed.
Yes.
And Jill's look is her literally curly bun, whereas mine was a small girl. But I owned my look and I won shows, and she's exactly the same.
That's good.
Brilliant. This is going to sound really silly, but like, is there seasons to bodybuilding then? So maybe is it like sports, or is there
So the
competitions throughout the year?
season would start maybe March, April, and it runs right through to November.
And then
It's
do
a
you have
long
like a
season.
couple of months, like just eat what you want, do what you want, and then start back again? Or is it like as soon as you finish your competition, you're straight back to...
Normally the finals are more towards the end of the year. So for example, there was the British finals there last weekend, but people maybe qualified back in April.
Okay, yes.
So that
they had
could
to
be
stay on
quite,
it,
that,
you know,
well, they could maybe come off for a while and then go back on.
Okay, yes.
But it's whether or not you can do that. And then people maybe do a qualifier the weekend before and then go. It really depends on personal circumstances.
Because April to now would be very hard.
long
to
time.
It's
keep
too
that
hard.
up,
It's too hard.
you know,
It's far, far, far
just
too
even
hard.
for like normal life. Because
Birthdays and
yeah, I was
holidays.
going to say, how do you incorporate real life into that?
Some people would like come out of prep and maybe increase their calories. And they
Would it
feel
be calorie
great.
counting or would it just be meal plans?
Depends. Everybody's different.
Okay.
Because there was a guy I was on my PT course with, like William, and he just walked around with Tupperware boxes morning, noon, and night. He was on a bulk, like he was.
I lived like that for
So at the
years.
start, you eat a lot.
And
Yeah.
it- honestly, I've never seen a bland looking food. But he done something. He was the most bubbly upbeat man.
Aye.
You know what he does now? Well, I don't know what he does work wise, but he's a vegan now.
Is it?
Aye.
I
Just
tried
good,
vegan,
you know.
but
be hard to get all that protein in.
it's expensive.
Sure, they're good.
Health is
It's
expensive.
pretty
Expensive.
expensive. I'm so interested in this. I'm like, I don't think I would ever do. I wouldn't have the commitment, but it's fascinating then.
See, now I actually look back and go, how the hell did you do that? Like, I done night shift for 5 years and also competed. So I maybe was doing like night shift, getting home, doing cardio, coming back, maybe getting 3 hours sleep at a push, getting back up training, but I done it.
And then
A lot of pre-workout.
your competitions and your wins and all like then made you feel better for doing it. It was all worthwhile then,
The winning was extra special, but
you were just happy to take part.
yeah, but like, there was only 1 year I wanted to win. It was my 3rd year doing NABA in a row, and no other female had won a title 3 years straight.
Okay.
And that was the only time I was like, right, I want to win this. Apart from that, I didn't really, I'm not saying I didn't care, but it was like,
Just taking part,
it wasn't my reason why. But that one was definitely, I want to win this.
Yeah. And was there anyone like you got on the stage, the way you all get on the stage like a robe, like, there's like such and such, like she's a big celebrity of bodybuilding, like where you get real nervous around them or?
No, it's like, I actually would have, there was 1 year, I think it was my 2nd or 3rd year doing NABA, I actually had 4 girls that I was helping to coach for posing up against me.
Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
and you weren't like, oh, pose this way, even though no one was totally
No,
wrong. So they
what
were
I
you're
learned-
wrong.
What I actually learned to do was I learned to like turn off my competitor head, because I thought if I coach these girls to pose unreal and they beat me, fair play.
at least it's.
But if I coach them not to pose well and
You'd
they
be
look bad,
embarrassed.
it looks bad on me.
Yeah, they'd be like, well, Emma told us to do it like this.
But if
So
they
what-
beat you, then it still looks good on you too.
So what I done was I told them, I said, girls, look, I am muting you on Instagram and on social media because I don't need to see your stuff. But I will be your coach 110, with posing. And that's how I managed just to stay in just a lane with me and nobody else.
It's competitive, very.
Very. And it could have been bitchy if you had let it, but I was like, no. Because if I had turned into a diva,
It damaged
would
your
have
my
Reputation.
reputation.
mum would have.
Should have clipped your bum.
Yep.
But it would
I
have
can
ruined your reputation
remember
too.
my first show I won. I come off stage and I was bouncing. I was so happy. And she goes to me, well done. And then she goes to me, but remember who you are. And I'm like, what are you
You're
doing?
so cheeky. Yeah.
But whenever I sat back, I was like, that was so good to say that. Whereas at the beginning, I was pissed off. But then whenever I actually understood what she meant,
I take your praise, but you're.
because a lot of people maybe win a show and then they think they're better than everybody else and you never see them again.
Yeah.
you know.
Fall from grace.
Whereas I kept coming back and back and back and back.
And it must have been so lovely then year after year. They'd be like, oh, there's Emma, you know, getting remembered, you know, people, you know, looking you to teach them because they've got
like,
for the year before.
There she is
I
again.
did get one snide comment backstage. I walked backstage and it went quiet. And I was like, right, okay. And one of the girls, now I don't know whether she said it in a funny way or what, but her words to me were, Jesus, Emma, can you not go away and give us a chance?
Well, that's like a wee compliment, you know, just because you're so good and they wanted a
But
chance.
the room was dead silent. And
Should
I'm
have
like,
flicked the hair at her.
and I'm like, oh, maybe next year.
Yeah, just
You
laugh
know,
it off.
so that's the only comment that has been
stuck
said
with
to
you,
me.
you know.
Now, whether or not people talk, I don't
Well, if you
care,
don't know when, like,
you know.
you know,
But that was only really one that somebody said to my face.
they just wanted to be like you, so. And now they're maybe winning because that you've retired a wee bit.
Maybe.
Semi-retired.
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 Would you ever get a wee itch, you know, when you're coaching someone now? So how you've been out of the game for, well, 3 years.
Yeah.
Do you ever, like, when you're coaching, be like, oh, I think I'd like to get up on that stage there, you
Do
know?
you only coach bodybuilding now?
No. Oh, God, no. To be honest with you, I don't like taking people to do show prep because I know the levels you have to go to. And it's not healthy and it's, you know, it isn't good.
You have to be cruel.
If
to
you don't
the
know
time,
how,
but-
yeah. And I was very lucky that my genetics, whatever, I didn't have to do crazy cardio or like low carbs or nothing like that. Whereas some girls literally 600 calories, maybe 3.5 hours of cardio because every day
You only eat 600 calories.
they bakers would, you know,
Right,
like
okay.
I've
I
never
remember
once,
coming in for an body one time and dropped like 2% body fat in a week. And I was like, how'd you do that? And she's like, I didn't mean to. I was like, what?
and I just don't feel comfortable putting females through that. So I honestly thrive on more like everyday females that just want to train because I honestly have got more respect for people that don't compete because they want to train, whereas people who do compete, we have to train.
Yes, the mindset switch there, yes. And we get to train where,
You know,
to make us, you know, live
Yeah.
longer, be healthier for long or whatever.
Do you believe in that whole, your body should be an instrument, not an ornament? Or has that changed for you? Or do you still, would you say, that sounds so bad, but I've always wanted to ask like a bodybuilder that, would you say more bodybuilding, more ornamental?
yeah. Now I still would look at like, I would still take the odd posing picture and be like,
Same one the other day.
feel,
It's
you
more
know,
you'd want to.
yeah, you know, that's never going to leave me.
Yeah.
But it's more like, right, I look good, so then I'm going to perform better.
Yeah.
Because I think if I, as bad as this sounds and it's being, if I don't look good in my head, I'm not going to want to move.
But I
or
agree with
train.
that though. If
Yeah.
you feel, if you like looking at them like, yeah, I look good, then you're going to be in a better mood
Yeah.
and things going to be better.
Yeah.
That is
But
the
I'm
thing.
doing it for me now, not
Yeah.
for like a judge,
Yes.
you know.
I not for anyone else looking at, you know, which
If
is
you
good
were,
mindset to have.
hypothetically, if you were just came off a stage and I said to you, look, you have a full high rock similar to my pro weight, would you have been able to go and do it? Or would that have
No.
been absolutely, would
No.
that be risk of injury or just not the energy, just not the strength?
I probably would have been like, I'm not doing that. It's pointless.
What if I said you had to do it? Had a gun to your head and be like, you have a good listen,
I'll
would
do it,
you,
like.
would you have been able to do it?
No.
You'd have just dropped?
Just so drained and like from your lack of
Even
food or
even
water
if
and
I
stuff.
wasn't doing shows, like see bodybuilding training, it's hard. But it's nothing compared to in there. Nothing. Bodybuilding, you can take your time. Your training session could be 2 hours long.
Like 3 minutes in between the
Yeah.
set. And
You know what I mean? Whereas this style,
Like,
you're
like,
worked for the full hour. You know.
breathe in your own time.
Yeah. But I definitely, half the stuff I'm doing now, I only thought I was strong whenever I used to do other styles of training. But I wasn't. Definitely not.
What would you say to anyone who's considering going down the bodybuilding route? Like if you were, if they're
Like, you
looking
an
watching
advocate
this right
for it,
now
you know?
and they were like, geez, I love what Emma's done. I love what she stands for. I would love to have or do what she did. What would your advice be to them? How would they
I would
start it?
say enjoy your training first
Yeah.
and get into a good routine, as in eating properly, sleeping, you know, everything like that first. Don't force it. You know, if it is about going on stage, it's always there. Like literally, there's shows on every single weekend.
And is there age, like you said, like there might be like, you know, like a 50-year-old competing?
You've got people that maybe are like
Different age brackets.
17 and up, and then you have people who are maybe in their 50s or 60s. There's no like age limit,
gap to it or limit.
you know. But I would definitely say to venture out and try other styles of training too, not just bodybuilding because it's like fashionable online. Don't be afraid to try high rock style. I've actually noticed quite a few pro body. There's a few females that I follow online, and have actually stopped competing and switched to high rock style, because there's only so much of that style of training you can do, and I guess a point where it's like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Just repetitive of it, or just
Yeah,
stress in your body and everything too.
And it's just, you get to a point where it's like, right, and maybe checking in with a coach, like say you come up to a show maybe the last 2 weeks, you're checking every single day, and you're taking pictures every single day. You're maybe taking pictures after every single meal.
Really? That's how intense it
Yeah.
is.
Oh, I. Like, you are
really
literally
critique your
measuring
body, you know.
your salt intake, your water intake, everything. And it's like, there's more to life than this.
Do you ever be on stage, or you ever go in a competition and you know that there's people there that maybe have used other substances to get
Oh, aye.
into shape, and does that not irritate you? Or?
It is what it is.
You can be proud, like I've not done nothing, I look amazing. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe you had to cheat your way.
Have
Sort
you
of
ever
thing, maybe.
had itch to?
No, doesn't look like it. I'm so small. You know what I mean? And that's why,
But you
not
find
even
your
that,
niche and you worked in that though, and then that's
even
what
the
made you
girls
you.
that are like in off season now, like, they're big girls. And like, I want to look healthy and be healthy and be strong.
You want to be
In your body
an
and your
instrument.
mind.
I want to be able to move.
Yeah.
You know, want to be able to move. But the only thing that would get me back up on stage is, obviously Ellie's like 18 months, 19 months. I would love to get back on stage, basically to have a picture of me and her.
Okay, yeah.
That's
You
lovely.
probably could put your bikini on your heels and you'd look amazing. And you could do that, you know.
But that's
Just
the
in front of the
only,
stage.
the only real reason why.
Yeah.
Titles, trophies, nah,
And that doesn't mean anything anymore.
I've enough there.
I've done that.
How long will it take you to prep for a show right now? If we said
If you started
you have a
today.
show in how many weeks?
Probably 6 weeks.
You could
Really?
ready in 6 weeks. Stay ready.
6 like hard weeks
Well, I'm on near 4,000 calories at the minute.
a day.
Yep. Thanks to Phil. Yep.
Something
Yeah.
good.
So if I pulled,
I'm on 4,000 calories a day, but I shouldn't be.
Yeah, I know.
if I
we could eat
pulled,
that and we're
if
not-
I
we're
pulled
not
that,
into.
then yeah, about 6 weeks. No, it's not advisable.
No.
But
if you wanted
because
to-
I've done it for so many years,
Your
my body
body's nearly
just-
like muscle memory. Sort of.
It's like time to go. Let's go.
yeah. You know, so that's one pro. If I was ever to do it again,
You could, and that's
like
what
my
you-
first couple of shows were like 26, 27 weeks long, prepping, like, you know, would never do, if I had to prep for more than 6 weeks, 8 at a push, would never do it again.
And that's hard,
Life is too
hard
short.
for that.
Life is too
That's
short.
got 6, 7 months for your first show.
Oh, aye.
And would Tony be out like simply with you when you were like cutting your food? You know, would he like diet with you?
I don't
or-
think Tony would do something.
He actually thrives better whenever I am on like a strict diet.
And
Yeah.
because it may probably makes it easier people around you eating something similar, so you're just not.
He's
eating
more
like
like-
Chinese. You're eating like chicken and rice.
If he buys a share bag, he's not sharing it.
Uh,
Whereas I
my
buy
guy.
a share bag and only eat half and put it away.
Oh, I'm the same as you. I could not.
Know what I mean?
You know. Mhm.
So yeah,
Must be a man.
You're like Tony.
What's the future like for you and Big T Dog?
just take every day as it
Take it
comes.
every day. I thought you
One
would
day
say
at a
that.
time.
One day at a time.
So easy going.
One
Nice
5 a.m.
thing.
class at a time.
And High Rocks this weekend, and then Dublin coming up now in a few weeks too.
Yep. So yeah.
Tony's got his t-shirt on for supporting us.
Yep.
Oh, has they?
Mm-hmm.
And he's so good.
He does want to do one, but
We have a mixed double.
he needs his running. He needs his running. You know.
I got a bit
So
of
did I.
telling off at the last semi, didn't he?
Yeah. You know, but I think that's something that you'll never be ready until you go and try one.
Yeah, very true.
Doesn't matter how many sims.
They're just
They're different.
really.
They're different.
So
really.
dry.
See, as long as I finish it, and I don't
Which you
cry,
definitely will.
and I don't cry.
If you cry, it's all fine.
When?
Did you cry ever coming off stage?
No,
Or we're going for tears in this time?
no. I always cried. Like, say the following day.
Whenever
When
you
your
got
body came
moisture
back
back in
to
your
you.
body.
Whenever
Actually, I was going to say the water was
I
going
just,
tears.
it was quiet. You know, but Dublin will be fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Oh, it's so fun.
I'm not
The
like
adrenaline.
but it's fun. Like the music is pumping, the atmosphere is it's wild. You know, like it,
Don't
when
think
you
I'm
step in, you're
dreading-
just like whoa.
I'm not on till like 7 o'clock at night, and I'm a morning person.
Are you Saturday?
I'm a morning person, but
You're just gonna have to shift your clock around. You know.
I've no choice.
Yeah.
I've no choice.
We're late on the
Four-
Sunday.
between
We're
4 and 7. Yeah.
Aye, so we're gonna stay.
And we've always been early.
And we were always.
Well,
one of the
Dublin
first
was
ones.
maybe middle of the day, but Glasgow was early.
We were first
and
out
I'm a
first.
morning person too.
They should
Just
keep
thinking
us
about your
routine.
food and all, you know.
It's more like waiting to go and do it. Whereas in the morning, you just go and do it.
Come Sunday, you know we'll be wrecked.
You have no choice
Yeah,
what to
I would be
do.
tired before we start, but you'll love just watching it. But like, it's really good. And
Because we wear the bright pink t-shirts, you can see our team
them.
all the time, which is good. Because people are like, why are we wearing pink? And I was like, trust me.
you get exercise running from stations because like they could be doing the lunges here and then they're doing burpees all the way over here, and you have to push through everybody, stick the elbows out, and get
something
by.
like
Like
It'll
it'd
be
be
good.
mad.
It'll be good.
It is good, yeah.
But anyway, we do have to finish this eventually.
Yep.
I think we need a bodybuilding class, a posing class. That's our next thing Ree's going to organise.
Alex.
Because Emma also like can teach people how to like pose for weddings or like confirmations, christenings, anything, just how to look good in a picture. Because some people don't like getting their photo taken, and just something so simple like a few wee tweaks makes them feel better.
Saleswoman.
Yeah.
Well, it'd make me feel better.
So if you do want to find Emma, this is her Instagram here. We'll put it in just below here. It's at Pose with Emma, is it?
Yep. One.
Pose with Emma 1. Does somebody already take Pose with Emma?
Don't know.
Cheeky
When I just
bits.
been in one, do the first one.
Do the first
yeah,
one.
number
We'll find
one.
out.
That's what she is.
And we will have her back when she does her high rocks because we got to hear all about it. But other than that, thank you very much for tuning in for another week. And yeah, don't
Thank you
forget
very
that
much for coming, Emma.
this whole production is sponsored by Alex. And we don't know. We are very lucky that we have Whoop on board. So if you do want to get one of these lifestyle trackers, there is a link in our Reacademy bio. Just click on it. You get 30 days completely free. You get a lovely strap and a lovely sensor.
The black stays cleaner for longer than instead of
You get a black one. You don't get the option of a white one. And you get for 30 days, and it tracks your whole entire lifestyle. So it'll tell you whether you're ready for exercise, whether you should be resting, everything that we talk about in these podcasts. So yeah, hit us up
Check
if you want
that out.
one. But other than that, thank you very much, Emma.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.